Time again. How you doing, Mama? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. It is Phyllis Serene Raleigh, and it is time to talk at you. So let's tell some stories. And I'm really blessed a cup full of thankfulness because I can look at everything around me and go and instead of where my mind naturally goes to complain about something's not right, I'm just hit with this. Yeah, but it's good like that. It's good like that. So I'm in that space. I'll be smiling a lot, which y'all have heard me talk about. My face hurts often enough from smiling too much, even when I'm alone. And these are one of those days that I'm very grateful to have. Omi's here, y'all. We got our Omi in the house. So we're doing this to introduce what we have learned as Magas, I like to call us, the feminine of the Magi, and the Magus, that age council of wisdom. And if she'll sit up straight, yeah, listen, it's like okay, I think I'll call me to attention. I remember being embarrassed when I was with a group of young people and didn't realize I was the oldest one in the room until they said, "We're gonna wait for the eldest to say it's okay," and I'm like, "Oh shoot, they're looking at me!" It's like, oh my God, it's me. Okay, but I'm not today. I see some color in the house, so thank you for some other grays in the house. Thank y'all for being here. But what I really wanted to do, I'm talking to the choir because this is the folks that get it. These are the folks that understand where we're at and what time it is. And it was that conversation I asked Omi, let's have a conversation about that. We need to look at that. And I always like to ask my guests if we only have 5 seconds left or 2 minutes left on the planet, what do you want to say to people first? And then we'll get into the longer conversation.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll get comfy.
Okay. If I've got 2 minutes left, the first thing I want to do is grab a hold of somebody who's in my crowd. I just want to hold because I know. I like to say to my students, behind each of us is a pyramid of all the experiences and all the people we've had. And so if you put two people in a room, you don't really have two people. You have all the experiences. So if you hold another person, you're sharing all of that energy between you. And that also means you're sharing the love and the strength and the understanding and the kindness and the patience and all those adjectives that have to do with what makes us human. Now, if
Yeah.
possible, I would also have a dog rubbing against my leg, but that's the leadership.
Okay.
And just look in each other's eyes and recognize that we're just fortunate to have each other. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter really how deep we've connected before. We have to connect real deep at that moment. That would be vital.
We go back to that gratefulness again.
Yeah, it would be. And be
It's
grateful
in
that you're not alone. I think the biggest fear that I used to go take one of my dogs to the VA hospital because there were so many veterans that nobody ever came to see, and I would take my dog. And of course,
mm,
the nice thing about a dog is if you're missing a leg or an arm or a foot, they don't care.
no.
They just jump right up there and play. And they always would tell me the biggest fear is I'll die alone.
Yeah.
And I think so many of us feel that way. I know last night my husband and I were laying in the hot tub. We just finally got our wood burning hot tub to work. And I said to him, the last moment of the last day, I want to be sitting next to you in this hot tub. Now, my husband's too much of a realist, and he's suddenly decided that he wants to, like Morning Glory, he wants his skull to be sitting on the mantle. And he wants me to be able to project into him and get some information at that point. I said, somehow I can't see that in the hot tub. I
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
think you need to be here.
I like the visual.
It is.
I like the
Morning.
visual.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Morning Glory is so cute because she's got little spirals and everything that's over on painted on her, and he puts in her third eye, and so it's really
Okay.
amazing.
Wait, what is morning glory?
Morning Glory is what he wants.
Ah, okay.
Get in the
She
window,
literally
skull dried, and keep it on the mantle. Yep.
that Make me wet. I'm like, I'm kind of like,
I know. I want you to do the same thing for me. Oh, it's one of those promises.
right. Okay. I just, okay.
I didn't know
She
it was
was a
going
special
that.
woman. I'm like,
She
she
was a
was a
way
heck of a woman. All right.
she had
Well, morning glory salute, mama. Where is it?
she collected 350 goddesses from all over the world,
Mm.
representing everybody over all of
Did
them.
you collect any gods?
A few, but not
Yeah.
many.
Well, that's
Because
a
we
whole,
started
yeah.
we started holding the feminine. And the
Yeah.
first shamans were
Yeah. Yeah.
feminine.
Yeah. We went
So there
back.
you go.
All right. Cool.
That's what it is.
All right. So what we wanted to talk about today was the conversation that we had gotten into when I was asked the question when Oberon was here, and I was asked about what is this pagan thing? What's this thing? I don't understand. I'm afraid. I'm Catholic. I don't have any other experience.
Yeah.
And I said, let's fear. It keeps you from moving forward. And it's a bigger question. I'm not, everybody got a background of programming or something in fear. So let's not tear apart your stuff. Let's go about recognize and because it is we make decisions
Based on fear.
often.
Well, the funny thing about fear is usually forward.
Yeah.
It's something we
Yeah.
imagine is going
Right.
to happen. Hasn't
Right.
happened yet.
Right.
Where grief is where we're going. Oh, wish I had. I should have. It could have been better.
Yeah.
And so often grief we're holding it because it's too late.
Mm,
But it's not too late with
mm,
fear. With fear, I can't. I have to say this because I got a background in business. I took a Dale Carnegie course, and it was so much fun because they said, "How you act is what you are." They gave us a rolled
huh.
up piece of newspaper and had us be enthusiastic over and over again. They said that, and pretty soon we're all like up, It's like, oh, I got it. But if you're in fear, holding in, looking, not making eye contact, solemn, depressed, all those words you could put together that isn't projecting out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an emotion, and it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to keep that in our forefront. Now, as far as the woman you're talking about, it's really the statement of the Church of All Worlds isness.
Yeah.
Isness is not something to be. It's isness
Mm-hmm.
that the Church of All Worlds talks about is to be respected. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
she's to be version like it was either miles a day. Never mind. That kid
Yeah.
and popular, but
Right.
the atheists know more about most religions, the people in the religion.
Right.
The words you is divine. Want to create community about that consciousness. Carl said it's well, there's
Well,
no planet B.
okay.
That's the truth. I mean, if I used to say in the 70s they smoked a lot, and they would drop their cigarettes on the ground, and I'd say, "Their space," and stop. It's so funny. And I'd say, "Well," and then they, you know, get that and pick an assessment.
I'll drop it and say that's
Right,
another thing.
right.
But I want to go back because I when you made the comment about what do we do planet B, and I'm like, oh, there's B, C, D, E, E. Elon look for him. Okay, and so because I bring it up because there is this planet is done. It's about so let's go find it. Having this mentality of well we were so badly, and yeah, yes I am. I'm going to play with this game in my head, and look at the blame that humans have taken on and own and should own and spectrum of that. I'm kind of having my background has been environmental for keep or the Keep America Beautiful campaigns in the 80s. And from that was one of the accords that was written in his said at that time it was too late for our planet. We've already passed that point. So it was always kind of like, well, okay, so saving plastic straws is not going to really make a lot of difference. And, and the plastic and so I'm bad then. And it's gotten much worse. Somebody had, I'm like, this makes no sense on, have, what's the word? The one percenters who control, manipulate, I'm going, well, where
Oh, I
y'all?
thought you meant the.
No, no,
Oh,
that's that group too. Yes.
mm,
Now I'm like, have y'all got a planet B? Because if you're trashing do the things you do, we leave trash home. And that home, I always, it's my home, and I've owned, and I don't know where that came from. Honestly, work in the environmental world for early on, and traveled so much. Yes, I'm not in the 1%. I ain't got no other place to go. So my
no, and I
home,
don't think the 1% can allow to recognize it.
or
When
they do.
you really the very, very wealthy or the very, very the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's another thing to
Mm-hmm.
because it, the current president of the United States is it's really to grasp.
Yeah.
He's never been in, now. Has he ever been to a farmer's market? I bet not. But anyway, that that's another aspect. But
And
I don't think they think
as a plan, like I'd have a plan, and I don't have that. I gotta have my own plan. Plan. What do I? What's on the ground? Who's on the ground with me? Now, as a dad, no will admit that there was always and then do the right thing, and then Churchill, in particular, against the wall and else do the right thing. I'm grateful.
because most 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 religions it's dogma. commandments or this is something. In Buddhism, it's right thought, right livelihood, right action. You suddenly the responsibility shifted to you. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many years I had a dry composting toilet for 12 years and then I didn't. And I would say to my friends, if my last trip to the bathroom is not a dry composting toilet, I will not be successful on this planet. And they would look at me like, that's because my definition
Right.
of the right thing
Right.
is to sit on a dry composting toilet
Okay.
and be responsible for what is there and putting it where it should be and that sort of thing. Everybody has to have their own thing that is their right thing. And that's why conventional religion doesn't work for me because somebody tells me that God talked to this person and this person is going to tell me what to do. And those are the decisions I'm supposed to make. I can't be a creative thinker. I
Mm-hmm.
can't think outside the box
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I've been told exactly
Mm-hmm.
what to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get to choose my right thing,
Right.
wow, that's a whole. Then I have to be responsible for it.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, because that's where I was going
I
next.
knew you
I
were.
was
I could
like,
read it.
oh, I'm like, because it's still a cultural collection of what do we determine right. And living in Buddhist countries, it's been my Buddhist, Muslim, and Christian countries experience. Look says do another. No matter what country is the same. And particularly about trash. And there's and even Singapore, which will beat you if they catch you throwing some trash to the airport. I never seen so many cigarette point in all my life. Worst, the worst. So I went, but I'm like, where's Singapore? But it's that disconnect association we have separating, and yeah, half the time I lay in bed going, do we deserve to make it through this next cycle, this extinction? Because we keep repeating these patterns. And that's my biggest fear.
And ignoring
With
what's
ignoring.
going on. This is
Right.
something I was discussing with my husband last night. I was born in Mexico, and we lived for a number of decades in Arizona. Every year, 80s, 70s, 60s, 90s, all those years,
Mm-hmm.
you drive down the highway and you'd hear, and then a few weeks later, you drive down the highway and
Yeah.
you have to stop because you're totally doesn't happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
2,000 a month
Yeah.
are extinct, and a lot of them are insects. Now they're already in China having to self-pollinate. I self-pollinating somebody pollinating the apple. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Why
We
isn't
got no
that
bees.
front page of the
Right.
New York Times, Miami Herald, and all the rest of them? But it's not.
No.
We're
No.
procrastinating and we're not looking.
Well, say we've been told, like, we had the message, you got 4 years after the bees go. Credit them for, okay, we need another solution. We need to pollinate. And when I look at some of the authors that I've read, Wes Penray talked about looking at evolutions of time. Where is our planet going? And he looked at three options. We have this which we're well into. We have the planet wakes up, everybody wake up on a big scale, and we fix our act. Or three, we get off the planet. And I went, oh, well, okay, I'll work on two until we get to three. I get an option for three. And it was like, all right, well, what do we need to do? And you brought up this morning about Greta. I can't pronounce her last name. Young Greta's out there pounding the pavement and getting all the school kids to take a step out. Step out, kids, and speak up because it is other voice than ours and call it forward.
Unfortunately, and I'm so much of it for to come up with these statements, and we go, he comes up with a statement. There's mostly, getting around and trying for a fat girl when your mom said you gotta say something. We learn something. It's going to say what they're going to say.
Right.
It's stop. Greta, and if I had, I would say to her, sweetheart, you're absolutely right. Adults should have gone. That's doom of the guilt that's happened as a human species
Mm-hmm.
so far, because there's several different things going on here at the same time,
Yeah.
and some of them we. I mean,
I I don't know.
so that,
Masturbatory high for a minute, and I got to tell you, yeah,
oh,
good night.
the whole world is going.
Doing a political
Part of a group of thousands. The man giving the lecture, it was that he and Al Gore.
uh,
Instead, he comes in to give this lecture. And
okay.
I'm thinking, man, this is going to be this 35 of this show. And
Ooh.
people who've been invited, they weren't even invited.
Mm.
Dr. John Overpeck spoke. And we'd already made the decision to go back off grid. We'd gone off grid 6 years before Y2K. So we were prepared. We keep saying that's our trial run.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing
Yeah.
today.
Right.
That was our trial run.
Right.
But anyway, Overpeck said that 32% of the United States believed in climate change. 60% of India believed in climate change. And I said, well, who's in between there? And they said, oh, those are the giving you the states, so the others were lower. But then giving you the high end. The next one down was 59, and that was Mexico. And we left. We went to Mexico because I couldn't deal with it.
Right.
I didn't want to live in that kind of mindset.
Right.
They weren't my tribe.
Right. They were asleep.
They were asleep.
And they were still dropping trash. Well, I hear you. And I left the US as an environmental refugee. I'd had cancer twice, and I went, you know what? This place is going to kill me faster. Let me go. And and I was heading to South America and got distracted and went to Thailand for 5 years. And Thailand, unfortunately, got a little too polluted as well. And I said, I can't be here. So I'm here. I am in beautiful Ecuador and avoiding the pesticides that tend to make my life a little difficult. My immune system was weakened from chemo. So it's like, I know I got to go where it's clean as possible. So I love it here and I intend to enjoy it here. As I said, Vilcabamba is a great place to expire. So I'm like, okay, I'll stick it out. I'll make it work. Um, and and yet I go, all right, in that little world of number two, what can I do different? Because my energy won't allow me to just ignore it. For me, it is do my passion. I like what the Mayans say. The purpose for humans is to take time, which we're in a time based system, multiplied by our energy, our focus equals our art. So my art is talking to people that know and communicate and write and share stories and do that work, lifting up this weight that we all carry.
Then you probably should interview Dr. Guy McPherson.
Is he in town?
No,
All right, well,
no, he's
bring
in New
bring
York
it,
right
bring him
now, but
here.
he
We
does
want him
a
here.
lot. He does a lot of split interviews, a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
can
we
watch
do
his
that.
stuff
Hey,
almost
guy.
every single day. Dr. Guy McPherson also is from the University of Arizona, which is my alumni, and I've been in very close contact with him for about 4 years. We chat at least once a week. Um, I listen to everything he prints, writes, says. He just recently did a book called Only Love Remains,
Mm.
the Living in the Sixth Mass Extinction. Uh, he he says, and actually, he originally thought he could hold it out like my husband's coming from. I don't know if you're familiar with the book called Earth Divides. It was
Mm-mm.
in the 19 early 40s. It was the first science fiction book to win an international award.
Mm.
And the premise of it was that there was a virus of some kind, or a flu, or some world, and the people who remained, of course, they didn't have to do everything, but the job of the elders was to make better leaders out of the ones who were still young.
Mm.
And my husband really feels strongly that that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a few left, and that's why we speak, because we feel like how to grow beans, how to
Yeah,
read the soil, how to
yeah,
read the plants,
yeah.
how to put up food for the winter, whatever it takes.
Right.
Just these basic skills that have been there's no longer home ec.
Mm-hmm.
We got where
Right.
we learned how to go out and go to college. We've seen a lot of part of what's difficult for us is we too we came
Mm.
here because of my husband. It's temperate, not a lot of, so
Here we are.
here we are, and yet there's got to be a reason to be here. I mean,
Mm.
I believe in I'm supposed to honor the earth, and I'm supposed to do that with the skills I've collected over these decades. And I'm a teacher and I'm a caregiver, so
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's a teacher, and
Right.
that's it.
We do what we love, and I've
Yeah,
gone that same path. And
right.
years ago, I had a brain fart, I like to call it, and had a concept for an online university to teach those basic skills, the permaculture. But I also and child rearing, which was the role it was in when it was a matriarchy, and my I knew the most about was sex. So I went, okay, well that was the role too. Let's talk about from birth to death and all the stages in between in relationships. So that was my focus. What was difficult was once you got to the farm, you stayed on the farm and you focused on the farm and you kind of dropped everything else. So it was hard to get this holistic approach. And I've lived in community many a time, religious community. I was a missionary for 12 years and did that. And I was like, that was hard. But community is a great experience, and living with other people really saves on spares you a lot of depression and loneliness. And I highly recommend it for if you're single and there's no reason to live alone, then and say and take on the expense and the work. It's like being a single. It doesn't have to be a husband. Just get help and get other people and other women in community, which is how we used to do when we were, which is what our species is. So that realistic. How do we community. And I'm grateful for the town. They get it on various levels from and how do I die in community? How do I develop friendships? How do I raise my children so we can figure this out together in a collective? And that is that I'm not alone feeling.
Right.
And you're not making decisions based in fear. That's the part I was like,
And you're also using your skills. I mean, one of the
yeah.
first things I sauerkraut.
Mm,
Somebody discovered that nobody else was making sauerkraut. And
okay.
then pretty soon it's kombucha. And then
Right.
pretty soon it's some kind of agave syrup or something. And that's the way
Right.
we
Right.
used to do things. So
Right.
we used to barter. We used to trade things.
Mm-hmm.
We trade not only our skills but our knowledge. And instead of what Eartha Bites talked about is that there was no need for any money.
Yeah.
That that was
Good.
completely out of the picture.
I'm happy to hear that because that's the kind of the future I was always hoping to live in, where I'm not working because I said I don't need money. I need the things money buys. So why don't I skip that part of the making it to just exchange it? Waste of mine. And I Milk Obama it has it's done a formal one they've done. So doable. Think that one step you don't need the money. It's still time.
Excellent chemical HD, as they're talking about this, and they say, why esalism for living?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what a farm is.
Yeah.
It's an esalism. And that's
Right.
what we did until the 1940s.
Right.
Because after, at 1940, there was still, most of us were on a farm.
Yeah.
And then the war,
Family. Ah.
remember, after the Korean
Mm,
conflict,
mm.
everybody was building these underground
Ah,
shelters
I
because
used
they
to
thought the
play in them.
nuclear bomb was going to come. The
I
nuclear
know.
bomb is going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come. You know, and we heard this over and over. And of course, over and over in different periods of time, and we heard different, especially religious leaders say, "This is the end of the world. This is the end of the world." We and I've often thought, is that like the is that what's happening
Right,
now?
right,
But if somebody's awake,
right.
then they know that it's the sixth mass extinction, global dimming, and all of the other chaos, political and economic that we're dealing with. So
The
we've got,
Kali Yuga. This was the kind of it's the Kali Yuga. Shit happens. A lot of shit
well,
happens.
it's unprecedented, and that's what Guy McPherson and Dr. Impact, he calls this self care. And so many of these people that I listen to on a regular basis, that's what makes them uncomfortable. Yeah, my husband loves to say, if you don't study this, you don't have in this position before. Yes, we had the Great Depression.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
tough. My parents lived through it, and that's why I've always been a prepper because I was raised by them, and my husband
Mm-hmm.
was the same way. So
Mm-hmm.
that was just because we
Right.
went through that, and they were farmers, and there you go. But now there just isn't any precedent, and that's the part that fear is connected to forward because we don't have a way to look back and try to go, well, what did the Homo sapiens do before? Ooh, that's interesting. There isn't an answer.
I'm with you with that because I'm of the mindset and I confession with the shelters that my neighbor had. We used to just go and get high in them because that was I was of that generation. We weren't afraid anymore. We're like, well, let's go get high. They ain't looking for us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For the bunkers, it's military family. You prep because somebody's got a gun and gonna okay. And I was raised with guns and I'm not afraid to use them. But I had decided a long time ago if I've got to live with a gun, I'm not living. I'm living in fear again. And I went, oh, that's no fun. So let me move someplace where I don't have to live with that in the back of my head. I've never understood that about my own people in America because I'm like, y'all, they don't like us there. A lot of people that is like they're just trying to kill us because we black, and I'm like, why would you want to live there if you had a choice? And I, as a military kid, I've had the choice. I didn't have any other choice but to move. And so that was natural. I knew I could always change locations. So I've not been stuck with that mindset. And because of that, people are like, well, how do you just leave your family? I'm like, buy a ticket, have a party, say goodbye, like hug them, right? Call me, tell them to come visit. It's how we do. And as a nuclear family, a military brat, again, moving again, it's like, okay, well, you move for jobs. We understood that to some level. Now it's a not a, the push factor getting out of the cities and getting into urban life, and the pull factor to live with nature and live with a collective of people that are consciously of the same mind. And that seems that, I'm still in that, which way do we go as a species? And I'm choosing to live in collective community, living right next door to this place and going, all right, I'm going to create, as we said, unintentional communities. We have a need for survival lifestyle. And it's she older than me, so I'm gonna say it's her job. Teach us.
I just read yesterday, a tremendous number of people were interviewed, and of those people, 80% were urban and 20% were rural. The trend is changed because of
Good.
that 80%, like 65% wished they were rural. And
Come
they
on.
said there's been a change.
Yeah, good.
People are recognizing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dr. Furman, when I wrote my dissertation, one of the things I did was I pointed out that Dr. Furman would put sick people where either they could look out a window and see nature, or they could see nature,
Right.
and there was an incredible difference
Yeah.
in how quickly they healed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more and more people are beginning to recognize that that's one of the big losses. I mean, when our kids have got a computer right here
Yeah.
all day long,
Yeah.
they're not finding out what's going on out here. They, oh, look at mommy, look at the bird. You mean the one over there?
Yeah.
No, this
No.
one here, mom.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
There's a
no.
it. I would call that totally disconnecting from reality, which takes us to number one from Wes Penray's idea. We're going the AI route, and that is where AI wants to take us. And I'm a Star
We behave
Trekker.
there.
We behave there, and we don't have to think there. We're just machines, and we do. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to
The
do.
handmaid's tale.
Yeah, yeah, Handmaid's Tale too. Oh, that's a whole nother story, but let's
Yeah.
that's another controlling of it. And at collectively, where do we want to not only? I mean, there's one thing we're going to cheaper. We're going to make this work out. We're collective. I'm like, I don't want to just. Mm-mm. I said if I got right, I'm like, I got my check, please. I want to dream about or thrive and create for ourselves because I'm grateful I'm not a parent because I don't want to have that future.
Yeah, 6 kids.
Right?
Mine are all grown. My grandkids are grown,
I, I,
but all kids are my kids. I'm Sherman. All
yeah,
kids are my kids.
yeah.
So if there's a kid, to me, if I'm gonna have a little kid next to me in the hot tub,
Mm-hmm.
I would hold the baby tight. In fact, the other day we were at the ladies' circle, and a Puente, a firecracker. This one dog just was petrified. I
Yeah.
mean, the epitome of fear. That animal was this little girl, and she was just absolutely terrified. And I coaxed her to come close because holding tight is one way to get
Mm-hmm.
over fear.
Mm-hmm.
And she just over time, she melted onto
Right.
my feet.
Right.
And then when Mama was looking for her to leave, she's still on my feet. Why? Because I helped her with an issue that
Right.
she
Right.
needed.
The
So I
trauma.
feel the same way with children. When
Yeah.
I see children, I want to hold them or listen to them. Or both.
Hmm.
You know,
I'm with you because I was mentioning earlier before the show. I'd heard a recent TED talk from um, I forgot the woman's name. She's a blogger before there was a term blogger, but she was bullied and bullied to the state of wanting suicide. And finally, her husband helped her get through that stage. But, and so she wrote about it. And I'd love to interview her because she's my kind of foul mouth kind of gal. And she talked about the bullying for the first time. And she said, I'm just going to deal with it and face it. And the thousands of letters that came after that were from children who had been bullied. And her revelation from that is that you don't stop bullying by trying to legislate or fight. You stop it by loving the victim. And I think of that for us because our planet has been bullied. We've been bullied. We've been lied to. We're the prison planet. We're la 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 la. List goes on. I'm like, well, shit, fuck down. I'm like, what do we do? And I said, well, we love each other because that's what we are good at as a species. And we are artists and creatives. And what I have really understood about our species is that we create solutions when there was no way before. And the beauty of being human, which I love most of all, is that and as Einstein said, the solution is not in the level that we've been at. The solution is that next step up in our evolution, in our consciousness, is our ability to think of something new. And it was a personal experience to me when I had a shaman tell me, your grandparents are standing around all the time wanting to help you. And I'm like, really? I didn't know them at all. And he said, all you need to do is just acknowledge them, which I do every time I can remember. Thanks, grandmas. And all of a sudden, and it drops into my head. And I'm like, where did that come from? That's all I can say. Thanks, Granny. And I realized we're in body on the planet. It's like we're in the football analogy, we got the ball, we got to run. It's the end of the game. Our team is cheering you on, your ancestors, your lineage, your soul family. They got it because but intentional thing, I don't even I can't figure it out yet. But I know they got my back. On this planet, I can't see them, me. So I'm like, okay, and hope that I have that I go, I can lock arms with anybody. I can say, come on, I want to go. And that is not a difficult thing because it's for me. And self-interest is still a good thing. you know, I mean, I've read about women being too nice. And I'm like, well, how about being nice enough to yourself? We can practice that. What
and I love being a teacher too because you
mm,
get more.
yes.
You
Oh, yes,
you get,
yes, yes.
and that's why you have to listen to students because what you
Mm,
need to learn
mm.
and answer them.
Right. So, and we're here to learn together as a collective. And I want a homework assignment for y'all online. I know y'all got paper and pen at home, and my folks here is that we do attitude statement. Now you can tack it in on your phone and Facebook it. No, don't Facebook it. YouTube it or somebody else. I'm protesting Facebook. So I'm sorry. I got a little on both sides. Take a minute list of gratitude, and especially mood, really good exercise. Stay in that we all try to do, but just a state of, and then repeat. It's a choice of our focus. It's a choice of our focus. What do we group? Because I went, what's the point of ranting? If it's a masturbatory high, it's a sadistic high actually, and it is not benefiting anybody. So I'm going.
Well, unless you're benefiting somebody. The only time I've ever used it was when I said I I went on this site and I ordered this item and it was not what it should have been and they wouldn't take it back. So please be cautious if you're going to go on this site. Then
Yeah.
you're ranting, but you're benefiting.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't have defined that as a rant, but thank you. Yes,
Okay.
there's a reason to speak up and take action. You better. Not just something I don't want to take actions on. My love to go journal, but just ran did, and I went, and why exactly? It was a fight, and I went, I don't think that's going to be the solution we need. It's not about a revolution; it is about an evolution. So it's up to us. We are extincting, if that's a word. Um, but choose for our experience. Our next is our choice. It can be based on your belief systems. Will be, and whether you can cut away stuff that's unhealthy for you. That's part of the job of living, and that's what we get a life for anyway, is to figure this stuff out. So it is about that, and I hope we can do more of it. But before I let you go, I want to ask, what is your next vision, if I might, or next dream or fantasy you want to accomplish?
Well, I'm working with Oberon, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
and his 2020 vision is that we're starting a 60-year cycle
Mm.
because there's been all these 60-year cycles back to the 1400s, like Renaissance. It's called the, and he believes, as you stated a little bit ago, this is going to be poetry, art,
Dance.
and a time of
Yes.
equality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Times that in the sixth massive extinction or global warming or questions that are happening
Same.
our
Yep.
before the world. That regardless of that, if we can find comfort in music or
Mm.
dance or poetry or art, it's a really good way to bring
Yeah.
our community together. Because what's
Yeah.
fun having music and nobody to dance with? I mean, give us
Right.
a break here.
I like to dance by myself. I feel
Well,
better.
me too, but I
Like,
mean, it's better.
yeah.
And let's put it
Ah.
on the table, and then we can have music and dance. And my
Right.
album's cooking.
Yeah. There you go.
Um,
Do your art.
yeah,
Jordan Peterson talks about that it's that 80-20 rule again, that 20% of the people who do their art feel a successful, happy, creative life. That's a fulfilled life. Do more art. Okay. Forget the 9 to 5, do what you love. And I'm like, use can you, and I've written all kinds of excuses for myself, especially when I need to write something, because I got to clean the house first, because I'm like, no, something else has got to get done before I get to what I need to be doing. But when I get into it, it's the flow and the muse hits, and it's like there's no better high when you're in that joy of dance or singing or whatever that pleasure is. And so that is who we are as a species. I'm like, we need to do more of that and let the evolution of our species continue.
well, and as you said, and not the 9 to 5.
Not the 9 to 5. No, that's just
That's
enjoying the
working
slave labor.
as
Yeah.
that's working for
somebody else's dream. Yes, that's somebody you're following,
Somebody
fulfilling.
else's dream.
Right, right. So do your own. Awesome. All right. So, all right. Gratitude is your homework, y'all. I have, oh, hey, local folks and Miss Diesel family. And do what you love. And next week, we are beginning the equinox. And so that's the time. Remember, you can take an egg, stand it on its end. We are all about alignment. And so I put together just a week of different healers and speakers and therapies that are in our community for people to work on that alignment. And it's about the emotional, mental, physical, sexual, and spiritual health of our species. And so I invite you to come and visit Obama if you're not already here. And come next week, and I'll be on talking with our guests, finding what we can learn more about ourselves. So the Oracle is say, but know thyself more, because we know about ourselves, and that we can Omi. Ah,
Omi
home,
is grandma, by the way.
Omi in the house. So let's eat, do your gratitude, and I'll see y'all next week. Namaste, y'all. Thank you, Mama. All right, I'm turning off button.